Welcome to my Mastering Alibaba Masterclass, a beginner's crash course for importing products from China for your e-com business. This is a class that is designed for you who has a brick and mortar shop or you have a store in your own country and you want to import goods from China at a good price. It is also for you if you have a store, maybe you want to have your own products made from China and then you import into your country and sell. This is not a dropshipping course, because in a dropshipping course, you have someone who will fulfill your orders and then send the goods to your customers. This is a course for those ones who want to import from China to their country at a good price and then make a good margin on sales. Now, this is what we are going to cover. We shall first start with the introduction, then we'll move what is e-commerce, what is it about, what opportunities are there. Then we'll look at finding profitable products, identifying reliable suppliers, negotiating with those suppliers, how to place orders and how to pay for those orders. We'll look at shipping and logistics. How do you ship the goods from China over to your country? We'll look at product quality and compliance, their regulations, the laws when you're importing into your own country, and also about product quality. How good are your products that you're bringing? We'll look at branding and private labeling. This is for people who want to, if you want to import a huge consignment from China under your own brand, instead of putting a factory in your country, you produce the good in China and then you bring over to your country and sell under your brand. Then we'll look at selling your imported products. How can you sell them? Whether you're brick and mortar, whether online, scaling and automating your business. When you've reached a certain point, how do you make sure that you're able to automate the business so that you're not involved in the daily issues of the business, but you're scaling up? Then we'll look at a case study, how I managed or how I imported something from China and I'm using it right now. I'll take you through the steps of how I did it so that you will get to learn exactly how it is done. So again, welcome to my course, Mastering Alibaba for your e-com business. Let's get started. In this session, we're going to look at 4 things. We're going to look at just an overview of Alibaba, how it fits into the e-commerce global chain, understanding what B2B is and what B2C is, and then we'll look at the pros and cons of using Alibaba for importing goods to your country. So just to see what Alibaba is, there's some facts which I put here, some basic 10 facts. Alibaba is a huge company. It's a group actually of companies. We'll see down in the slides, employing about more than 240,000 people with 5,600 industries available. It was founded by Jack Ma. I'm sure you know Jack Ma, CEO of Alibaba. By 2022, it had 9.774 billion in income, with the biggest IPO of about 25 billion, largest. Goldman Sachs was one of the first investors, and many others. These are some of the companies that form Alibaba Group. You can see they are ranging from, like here you can see, this AliExpress. AliExpress is also an e-com place, except the difference is it is used for ordering small amounts. Customers can go and order direct from there. We'll look at it when you're talking about B2C and B2B. So these are the different things that Alibaba deals in. Very huge. It's a huge company actually. In fact, this is their website. If you look here, you can see 200 million plus products, 200,000 suppliers, 5,900 categories, operating in over 200 countries and regions. Check this out. So check this out: vehicle accessories, gifts, lights, construction, food and beverage, electricals, chemicals, testing instruments. There are so many things that you can buy or that you can import from or through Alibaba. These are several things. We'll look at the setup of the website, but let's first look at the other issues that we're supposed to check out first. So how does Alibaba fit in the global e-com industry? China is the factory of the world. A lot of companies go to China to set up shop there and manufacture goods and products. So Alibaba comes in as a middleman to sell products that are manufactured in China to different businesses. If you're a business in your country and you want to import something from China, Alibaba is the middleman. So in that case, that is B to B. You're a business and Alibaba is helping suppliers who are also businesses to link both of you together by ordering through Alibaba. The suppliers supply you with the goods through Alibaba. Now for B2C is different. The customer purchases a good or a service straight from the business. So in this case, your company is doing B2C where you're selling the products to the customer, but you are doing B2B where you go to Alibaba, buy the goods from Alibaba, and then you sell over to your customers. So with that out of the way, we look at the pros and cons of using Alibaba. Like I said, Alibaba helps suppliers, helps link Chinese suppliers to different businesses across the world for over those 200 million plus products. The advantage with using Alibaba is they act in their middleman position. They hold escrow accounts. If you pay Alibaba for a supplier, Alibaba will hold the money until the supplier delivers the goods. They facilitate payments. So instead of paying the supplier straight, you pay the money through Alibaba and then they facilitate the payment to the supplier. It helps avoid scams, though of course scams are still there. You cannot erase them totally, but Alibaba will help you. We shall look at how to order for goods through Alibaba safely using the different features that are there. But basically, Alibaba is the middleman between your business, you the importer, and the supplier in China. Now, what are the cons of using Alibaba as a platform to import? You have to know what you're doing, because if you don't know how to do your research, you may end up importing, one, poor quality goods from a supplier who you've not researched very well. Two, you may import from a scam artist. Yeah, scammers are there. So you have to know which features to look for to get a good supplier to give you exactly what you want. Things like samples, verified suppliers. Later on, we shall look at the features you can look for when you're doing your supplier research, so that at the end of the day, you can get the right supplier for your product. Finding profitable products, the right product to sell. This is what we're going to look at. Market strategies, we'll see how to evaluate product demand and competition, avoid restricted and high-risk products, and then tools for product validation. But before we go into that, I would like us to look at the interface that we're going to use for Alibaba. Now, this is Alibaba's website. This is what it looks like. I recommend that you use a desktop because the experience on a laptop, you miss so many things, so you'd rather get a desktop. So the first process is to sign in and create an account. You click sign up. And then you fill in this kind of information right here. Your country, whether you're a buyer, seller, or both, and this time you'll put there buyer. Your email, your passwords, company name, if it's company name, you can put your name, your full name, and then your number, and you create the account. So what happens is it can relate you to Google. If you have a Gmail account, it can also relate you so that you will be able to sign in. You can see right here. You can sign in with Gmail, LinkedIn or Facebook. In my case, I'll sign with Gmail because that's what I opened the account with. This is what the website is about. This is what the website looks like. You have, let's just look at several parts. The top line here, delivery details. This is your message board here. You'll get notifications from the suppliers in case you communicate. These are categories, and then browsing history. What you've been looking for will always come here. This is a feedback pop-up window that has just come. Then just recommendations for you. You can check right here for what is there. Alibaba guaranteed, those we shall talk about this one later, but I'm just giving you a review. Top deals, it will show you right here depending on what you've been looking for, because you'll have cookies, so it will use the cookies to give you products that you've been looking for. Top ranking right here, still depending on what you've been looking for. All this you can see. So this is not necessarily what is going to appear on your page. It will give you depending on what you've been looking for. So that's basically the interface. When we go into this, this is the buyer page. You can see this is the buyer. This is the page for messages. You can see these are the products which I bought. We shall look at them in the case study, especially this one. But this is waiting for payment. I'm going to pay for this. These are 10 tablets. We'll look at this case. Let's see. I think that's about it. It's not so hard. Very easy. Very easy to understand. Now, when you're going to, so this is the interface. Of course, we'll go more into it as we go along, but I just wanted to show you how to create an account and the basic breakdown of the interface and where you're going to start looking, especially on this page, on the categories. Market research strategies. Let's look at market research strategies. If you're going to sell a specific product, you should do some market research about it. Find out if there is market for that product in the first place, so that when you buy it, you're able to sell it. So what you can do, you can find out. Sometimes you may look at local online markets, things like Gigi or things like Jumia, where they are selling, where the product is being sold, and see if there is demand for it. You can also ask your friends if people use that product. You can ask people who sell the products locally to see if there is demand for that product. Then after that, depending on what you're told, if the product is okay, you can then come and perform your search here on Alibaba. Now, for purposes of examples, I'm going to use tablets. I'm interested in tablets because many children, many households, they're using tablets. Parents, instead of giving children their phones, they are opting to buy for them tablets. That's one. Then number two, in schools, some schools have opted to move from computers, desktop computers, which are bulky, which consume a lot of power, over to tablets. So tablets, to me, in that respect, there is some good market for them. And when you look at platforms like Jumia, or when you look at platforms like you may have local in your country, you may find that these things are actually selling. So for now, that's what we're going to look at. But before I go on, when you're going to look for your product, you just check in the categories right here and find out where it belongs to, where it is. In my case, if I go to consumer electronics, tablets are right over here. Now, a side note: when you're starting your business, you must have one product that you're going to sell, or one category of product. You can't go selling tablets, then you're doing beauty products, then you're jumping to clothes, then you're jumping to. You have to have one product. because if one product category, because even within that product category, there are so many. You can even see here, consumer electronics. There are very many things. No. It's got consumer electronics, desktops, RAMs, PCs, phones. There are so many. So you can pick only one and first specialize on that. Then when you improve, when business steps up, then you go into other things. But still, even within your category, for example, if I do tablets, I can then move on to desktops. Then I move on to laptops. Then I move on to, but within the consumer electronics category, because that's what your customers will know you for. That was just a side note. Now, when we go into this tablets, I didn't have to type the word tablets. It was already there. We saw in the category. Now, when you're going to choose, you check this column right here. It is very important. These are filters. You filter your products by this column. So let's check it out. The first filter is new. These are new products that have come. If you want to see the newest, see, recommended products that have just been newly launched, you click there. Then those with trade assurance. Trade assurance, let's see. Trade assurance is a safety net which is for people who are buying, just to make sure your goods are delivered, processed, and taken and delivered to you, safely. This is, it protects your orders on Alibaba so that you don't fall victim to scams. Supplied features. There is verified supplier. There are suppliers with good credentials. They have done the business. They have been proved to be reliable. That is it. Then there is also verified pro supplier. But a verified supplier is enough. Then you can have those with less than 1 hour response time. These ones respond quickly to your orders or to your requests. Then another one which you could look for is store reviews. On Alibaba, reviews are from 1 to 5, 5 being best, going down. Now there are those with paid samples. A paid sample is, in case you're going to buy a bulk, you can first get a sample. Usually one item, and you check out if the quality is good, you then buy it. Product categories are here. You can get used tablet pieces, different kind of products within the tablets still there. Price, you may have a budget. You can say I want to buy tablets or a product of not more than this price or not less than this price you put. Then minimum order. Now, minimum order, you can see this example here. One piece, one piece, one piece, one piece, one set. Meaning if you're to order from this one, the minimum number of tablets that you can order of this is 1. That means there are others who have more. Let me see. Now this one is 5 pieces right here. 5. You can't order less than 5. They have to be 5 and above. You can also choose your region, but since we're here for China, then you just select China. But these ones you don't need to. So for purposes of this, I have already chosen this tab here because it ticks all the boxes. I just want to show you what the screen looks like, but it ticks the boxes. Let's first review the screen or the page. Now right here is the name of the, sorry about that. Right here is the name of the product here. The review. This is very good. There are 4 of them at 5.0. Then this person sold, or this company sold 437 of this product. This is the rank. It ranks number 1 in hot selling WinTouch tablet PC. This is a very important rank. If it ranks number 1, then that's an indicator that the product is good. Then when you go down here, this is Shenzhen United Touch Technology. This is the company that makes this product. Verified manufacturer for 7 years. Verified. You remember I told you verified. Yeah. This is a manufacturer of 7 years. They have been manufacturing these products for 7 years. I recommend that you find manufacturers of at least 6 years. That means they have been in the business and they make good products. The next part is this, just this edge, just this section, display, what the product looks like. You can scroll here using these arrows. You can scroll using this up, down, or you can actually click right there to select. This is showing you what the kids tablet looks like. You can see, very nice. These are specs right there. Then there are also other recommendations, similar products to that one. In case you want to have a look, you can then look at the product because they are similar. About the product, click here on show more if you want to read more about the product. These are the features of the product. Attributes are here. These are the product specs. Performance specs are here, right here. You see, if I want a 7-inch tab, I want a 7-inch tab. You should also know specifics about the product that you want. In this case, I want a 7-inch tab with 1 GB. Then this is the resolution, operating system, and the type of pad. Now, this will translate to the product which you want. You may, if you're dealing in another kind of product. But the whole point is these are specs. Even more right here. If you want to go more technical, they are here. You can see. Very detailed. Even the size, weight is also there. Now, customization options, we'll deal with this when we talk about branding. If you want to have a tablet, but with a logo of your company or organization, you'll have to order 500 pieces or more right here. So you chat with the supplier about that here. Usually, we'll talk about it in branding. Now, retail performance is how the company has been doing. You see average rating is a 589 units in monthly sales. This is impressive. Average price of what they have been charging for all their products. You can see sales amount 9,000 units. These are the certifications you can look at just to see if the company is legit. Product reviews are right here. You can read them. Most of these are 5. That's a good indicator. Product reviews of 4 and above. That is good. Video descriptions. Now these are videos that you can use to view if you want to see if you want to check about the product. See right there that they're in their factory. So that is a video about their company. They give even more information. There is so much information on the product that you sit down, you make a decision and buy. Remember, there are so many products you can check. So you check, get the one you like and buy. Now, all this, see this information right here. Now these are exhibitions where they are, This is shipping, packaging and shipment. These are the couriers that are used to ship. So you can see if you fit in here. And then these are suppliers' popular products. Still that supplier, there are other products that they sell. You can go and look at them. When you go up this way, we deal with shipping, pricing, variations, cuts, and everything. I had not mentioned one thing. You see this hat here? This hat, if you like the product, especially if you're going to look at many of them, you tap this, it will turn orange, and then it will go to your favorites, which you can access under your here. Favorites is right here. You will find it there. So you don't have to get worried that it will get lost. As long as you keep putting in under favorites, you'll be good to go. Now, this shows the price range. The more you order, the cheaper it becomes. One pad, if you order 179, it's charged at 23.50. If you order for more than 5,000 pieces or more, it's at $18. The others are here. So you see where you fit. If you're going to order, you know the price. But sometimes, Not all is cut in stone. You can negotiate with the supplier and you get good price. Sample price, if you're buying 1 unit, it's $25 for that. Variations are here. Variations you can see. There's variations in color, white, black, green, blue, orange, and pink. If you want pink tabs. There would have been variation in these, but these are the only options that are there. Remember, you will see these variations depend on the kind of product that you're buying. There are some products where you cannot vary because it's one thing, it's manufactured like that. But there are others now like this which has variations. Now shipping, if you calculate, this is, let's say we are buying 2 tabs, 2 pieces, you see. These are 552.25. This is 23. So this is the shipping fee for 2 pieces. And this is the cost of 2 pieces plus shipping fee. Now, this shipping fee is there because I had already put my address for Uganda, for my country. So they automatically think I'm going to ship over to Uganda. But in this course, like in this masterclass, I'll show you how you use a clearing agent to ship the goods. So you don't consider this total price right here. You consider this one. Prices for all the pieces. Shipping is in here. Don't consider that. These are for securing of payments, paying, you see, right here, protections that are there for the product. There's delivery via Alibaba logistics that you decide to use. There's encryption on payments, standard refund policy. You can also refund. The advantage of Alibaba, if you're not happy with the product or there is a problem, you can still request for a refund of your money. Of course, you ship back the product. So that's just an overview of the page, of the order page, of the product page. You have seen the product details are on the left, and then shipping and pricing and variation are on the right. So depending on which product you have, make sure you do some research, find out the exact specifications you want, or at least something general about the product, then come and do your research here. Find the product that you need, favorite it, go and find the next one until you then have a comparison of 1, 2, 3, 4 products. Then you pick the final one which really meets the specifications that you want. Evaluating product demand and competition is about checking out if the product that you're going to buy is in demand or if there is competition for it. So what you do, you go to other websites and check out if the product is there. And by this, I checked the variation of the other tablet that this was the one which we saw for $23.50, but I found another version which they were selling at very similar for $21.98. You see, same company, just how many dollars? Almost like $2, $2 difference, but it's the same, almost same specs. So now what I'm going to do is to go to Jumia is I'm going to go to Jumia. Jumia is an online shopping portal, and it's very, very popular here in Uganda. They do deliveries for online shopping. So I just typed in, let me type tablets for children in their search bar, and it brought me these results. But what I want to see is the tablets which they have and the cost. You can see there are some here for 380, 250,000, 350, at 380. So basically it means the tablets are there and people are buying them and they are being sold. They are there. There's another one called Gigi right here. right here. Tablets I had already input. You can see this one has tablets 300, 250,000, 220,000, 280,000. So if I were to punch that into a calculator, we would get about 250,000 coming in. Let's see. Let's convert UGX to USD just to see the return which these people are getting, those that are selling. So let's have 250,000. You can see that is $68. Some are even at 400,000, making in about 100 or just over $100. But let us take $250. 250,000, $68. And yet we have $28, almost 3 times the price right here. 3 times the price. So they are making a profit of 200%. That is very good. So that's just how you see, you check on demand and check on competition for the product. If you do not find your product here on these 2 sites or on your local e-commerce site, it's popular in your country, then there is a problem. It's better you don't go there. If you want, you can do physical visits. You go to town where these things are sold, you ask their prices, you get to know the kind of brands, the specs, so that when you come and compare here, it's not so far off. It's not so far off. You can even bring a quantity enough to start selling maybe on these websites like here and Gigi, if you prefer. But if you're brick and mortar, then you can first do your research and find out if those products are sold online or in stores in your country. That's how you do some basic research and demand investigation, and you find out if the products are worth selling. If they are not selling, that means there's no demand for them. People are not taking them. So it's better you first find out. It's better you first find out the demand and competition for the product, both online and then stores which are selling them locally in your country. How do you determine if a product is restricted or it's prohibited? You just go to your respective tax websites. We usually have that kind of information because they deal with customs or importation. So let me see. I've typed here restricted goods in Uganda because it pertains to Uganda, but it can be your country. And then it brought me this. Let's see the information here. More. It's here. Frequently asked questions. It's saying restricted goods. What are restricted goods? So these are goods whose importation is regulated, meaning you can bring it, you can import, but there's some rules you have to follow. There's some prior clearance, like live animals, minerals, medicines, drones. If you bring in drones, note that. Animal products or anything related to wildlife. Yeah. Then there are other goods prohibited. Prohibited goods are goods whose importation is strictly not allowed by law. For example, now since I'm talking about tablets, this is very good for me. Used electronics such as used laptops, computers, fridges, TV sets, used garments. If found, you will be convicted with these penalties. Now, it would be sad if you brought in your good and then, or you brought in your product and you find it's prohibited. You just have to be destroyed. So you have to first find out, is my product prohibited or not? Another thing, your agent can help you. We shall look at using agents. Your clearing agent can help you determine if that product is prohibited or if it is restricted. Now, trends. I'm going to look specifically at Google Trends. I'm not going to look at the others. Google Trends. I just want to see if people are looking out for tablets. Yeah. Tablet computers. If they are looking for them in Uganda, is there traffic on them? And according to let's see what these results are. Uganda, computer, you can send the first, this is within the day. It is better you get a projection of the year. The past 12 months, what has been the hot, it has been a hot topic, you can see. It has been hovering between 75 and 100, 75 and 100 coming down to 50%. You see? People are looking at on the net, they are on Google typing, you can see. There is interaction about it in all these blue areas in the whole region. Maybe about different things, not necessarily that they are being bought, but there is activity regarding this. So some of it could be selling tablets or where to find tablets. Google search or Google Trends may not be very exact, but at least it gives you some kind of hint that there is activity and that there could be demand for the product. So this is it. So that is how you find out about the trends of the product, and also a little bit about restriction and prohibition of the goods. It's very important you do your homework first before you import the good. You can do it by using these government sites, usually your national commerce or your tax body, or you ask your clearing agent. They can always advise you on what to do. Identifying reliable suppliers. That is the next stage of your sourcing process. Now, we are going to cover 4 things. It's the supplier verification process, trade assurance, and gold supplier badges. We'll look at what those things are. Differentiating what is a manufacturer, a wholesaler, and trading companies, and what do they do. Then we shall also look at the red flags to watch out for. Things to watch out for to show that your supplier that you're dealing with is not legit. Let's start. Supplier verification process. What are the things that you're supposed to look out for that will tell you that a supplier is indeed legit? There are several ones, and we are going to use them. We are going to find them here in this filter. So the first one is trade assurance. Now let me just go to their help center and we'll see exactly what trade assurance is. Trade assurance is a mechanism or a process that is put there by Alibaba to protect you throughout your sourcing journey. You can see when you order and pay on Alibaba, you're protected by trade assurance. That's what I said, protection services that cover through the sourcing journey. In case there are any disputes between you and the supplier, the trade assurance comes in as a mediator between the two. For example, if you receive a quality, if you asked for a sample and you receive a high quality sample, then you imported low quality sample in huge amounts, you then lodge your complaint through trade assurance. But if you do not use trade assurance, then it will be quite difficult in case a problem pops up. So this is what trade assurance provides. 1, safe and easy payment options through Alibaba. Remember that through Alibaba, the payments must go through Alibaba. We shall look at the red flags. This is one of them, including payment options and bank-to-bank wire transfers. Safe payment. 2, refund policy and easy return if the products do not match the agreed terms that you had with the supplier. On-time delivery and dispatch guarantees to ensure orders are delivered by a fixed agreed date. Then lastly, after-sales protection, such as on-site services and free replacement parts for eligible products. There are some products which need after-sales services. For example, if you hired a prefabricated building, and one of the agreement terms was they will fly over to your country and reinstall or install it for you, then they must do it. If they don't do it, you can use trade assurance to resolve that issue. So trade assurance is very important. It is here in the filter. You must get it. You must make sure it is there as you filter when you're doing your searches. Now, verified supplier and verified pro supplier are similar. A verified supplier has credentials and capabilities inspected and verified by third-party companies, meaning other companies have verified and said, have acknowledged the supplier and says this supplier indeed is the one for this product, is legit, and there is no problem. That one goes here. Then verified pro suppliers. This one is a notch above. These are suppliers with credentials and capabilities after inspection. So they are certain after inspection and verification by by third-party companies. They are very similar, but this one is just a step ahead. So just to show you what this means, if you look at, let's get an example of this tab here, right here. That's why I said you must make sure you check who you're dealing with. This one is a verified custom manufacturer. Actually, I recommend you deal with a verified custom manufacturer because you will know that this is the person or this is the company that makes the goods. So Shenzhen United Touch Technology, if I need to see more I click the link here, more of the company. If you click this, you get here. Shenzhen WinTouch, right? So let's get that properly. So if you look here, just up here, they are the second most popular in tablet PCs. That's a very big one. They rank in that product. They even put their figures, full customization service, and the total stuff they have. They have put so much information here about the company for you to really research and see that for sure they are legit. Check all this. Their designs, their team, their staff, they've put here. You see? Some statistics about the company, reviews. You see, these are their factories, expos they have gone to. These are certifications. They have got this ISO. This is a very good one, ISO 9001. And then their hottest selling products. So basically, you will see that there is some level of consistency within this company, and it would give me some pleasure or some security that, yeah, these guys are legit. I can go ahead and do business with them. We are now on the third part of identifying reliable suppliers, differentiating between manufacturers, wholesalers, and trading companies. So let's get started. Suppliers, wholesalers, and traders are different in what they do for you in the process, the chain of supplying. Wholesalers are those who provide large quantities to businesses. So what they do, if you're a business and you want to get goods from China through Alibaba, there are other businesses there who provide goods at a low price. They do not manufacture those goods. They just give you wholesale price and supply you, but they are not the manufacturers. So the only advantage to them is just to get a lower price. That's the only advantage. Suppliers are the original product manufacturers. They make the products. But the greatest advantage to them is that you get the goods directly from them, usually also at a low price. But they offer a wide collection or wide range of products in that class of products. Like here, Shenzhen, here, this one, Shenzhen United Touch Technology is a supplier of all types of products to do with tablets. That is their thing. It's tablets. So if you want tablets, go to Shenzhen. There are also others, but I'm just giving an example. Instead of going to a wholesaler who will give you a tablet, it may not even be good. You may want to make some profit. But if you go to a supplier is for a specific product, because that is what exactly they do. They don't do any other thing. Now, traders are middlemen. They connect buyers to manufacturers. Now, there are some times when you need the advice or you need the expertise of someone who knows the Chinese market better. For example, Did you know in China there are specific areas? China is divided into different principalities, different areas. I've forgotten exactly what they're called. If they know where to source a product from. So instead of wasting time coming here to Alibaba and looking for the product, what they will do, or what you do is you get a trading company and they will tell you exactly where you can get the product that you need, especially if you're going to order in huge quantities. They can advise you on the best sources, they can get for you the best suppliers, they can get for you whatever you need. That is the difference between all those three. But if you're going to do a small business, wholesalers and suppliers are enough. If you're going private labeling, or you're going to maybe you're doing at a project level, then you can consider using traders. Red flags that you should avoid or should watch out for. Now, Alibaba is not without its issues. Of course, there are people who come purporting to be suppliers or trading companies, scam artists, scammers, and they're out there to take advantage of you. So there's some red flags to watch out for, and that's what we're going to discuss now. So the first one, cheap branded products. If someone says, I'm going to offer you a bag, a Gucci bag at $10, and you go in, that's a red flag. Because on Alibaba, there are no branded products. Usually branded companies go and source from China privately. You don't even know who makes the bags, who makes those products. So if someone is telling you, I'll get you a top brand at cheap price, watch out for that. Then increasing the price after you place your order. If you've agreed with the supplier and he says, I'm going to give you this item at $20, and then somehow they increase. So no, now you see, due to this issue, we have to increase to $30. That is a big problem. Do not deal with that one. Yeah? Then high quality sample or quality products. If a supplier gives you a sample and you find out it's high quality, then he sends you the other goods in bulk and they are of low quality. That's a problem. So in that instance, we'll look at how to avoid this, but that is an issue where you have someone sending you a high quality sample, then you trust him and pay. We'll look at how to avoid these. Branded products with fake trademarks, they are also there. Branded products, but the trademark is fake. This usually works with branded products because they know you know the brand, you think you will make money when you buy it, and they lure you in. Non-delivery scams. Non-delivery scams means if a business, a trader maybe, or a supplier is doing well, and then at some point the business tanks, it starts dropping. Some of them in a last attempt, desperate attempt, they start collecting orders from clients and payments, and then they disappear. Others come as fraudsters from the get-go, from the beginning, and just take people's money. Fake Alibaba profiles, these ones operate, they do phishing. Their main objective is to collect customer payment data. So they will make a website, a fake one, and then you go into that website, you do the deal, time to make the payment, then in the area for putting in your credit card details and everything, your name, your CV number, all that, they get it and then they defraud you. Another one is a supplier who requests you to pay outside the platform. And he says, now we have finalized the order, I'm going to give you a link outside the platform which you should use. That one is also not fine. It's not okay. You're not supposed to do that. How do you avoid these red flags? Or how do you spot them and then avoid the issues that come with them? Number one, use trade assurance. This is very important. You can see what trade assurance provides. Safe and easy payment options, including bank online and wire transfers. So someone should not tell you to pay outside. They have a refund policy. You can refund. They can refund you and even return the products if there is a problem with the terms. For example, high quality sample, low quality goods, on-time delivery and dispatch guarantees at a fixed time and date, and then after sale protection. So use your trade assurance. Then use verified suppliers. Showed you how to do that. Make sure a supplier is verified. A supplier who is verified has a lot to lose should he do something that can tarnish his or her reputation. So use them. Check views and ratings. People say they talk about the company, the supplier, how good or how bad they were at the service. You will be able to see that in the reviews and ratings. Check the years of trading. These ones. Let me check one verified person here. And we see, oh, wait, this Shenzhen Video Digital. I want to see how long they took. Years. This one has taken 10 years, a good 10 years. Custom verified manufacturer, verified in Guangdong, China. 10 years. Look for someone who has taken at least 5 years and you deal with that. Business licenses and certificates, they're always down here on the company's page. When you're doing your research, I recommend that you look at the company's page. So I'm not seeing the certificates. I wonder why. Oh, they are here. Certifications. So this one is a good one to deal with. Avoid brand products. That one addresses the issues which we discussed. Avoid brand products. Do not buy brand products because Alibaba doesn't allow selling of branded products. Branded products are sold. In China, it just manufactures them and then gives them to their respective brand owners. So those ones who give you branded products, those are counterfeit goods. Finalize key details. Now, when you finalize in key details, make sure you've both agreed on major things like product specifications, price, payment details, deadlines, guarantees, refund policies, seller dispute resolution. Make sure I do this. There is a chart. If I go here, let me go here to the chart. There is where under here, where is messages? Messages. Under messages, make sure everything appears here in the message board with the chart. You see all these are charts which I had. These are charts that I've had with various suppliers. Where is the one? You make sure whatever you see, she sent me. You see, I was looking at this tablet. She sent me the tablet right here, what it looks like. There's even another one, and so we finalized everything from this. Don't go anywhere else because this is the proof that you will use when there's a dispute. Hire third-party inspection service in case, especially if you are doing private labeling or branding. You hire a trading company to go and inspect for you the goods, check the goods before they leave China. So basically, those are the red flags that you should watch out for when you're ordering. Those are the red flags that you must watch out for. Make sure you are on alert, follow what I have just told you, and your experience should be okay. Negotiating with suppliers. We're going to look at those 4 items. Crafting a simple inquiry, price negotiation, MOQs, bulk pricing, and requesting product samples. So let's get in. When you're going to put an inquiry, it's very simple. Assuming you've chosen the product after your research, you're happy with the with the results, and this is the product you want. Like for now, I want to get this and I'm going to order. You hit this button, send inquiry. Now when you hit that button, you type whatever you want. In this case, I am going to have I'm ordering for 10 pieces in 5 colors. That means 2 pieces each. So here you will type the quantity. Saying hello Jimmy. He's called Jimmy. His name is up there, Jimmy. So you type here whatever you want. I would like 10 pieces in 2 each in blue, and the whole thing. Then when you're done and you follow the instructions, you put in the quantity you want. This is what you should get. Let me go to my message, because I had already made an inquiry, so I just want to get it out here and see. So I had already made the if I open this, it's right here. Hello Jimmy, I would like 10 pieces. I would like to buy 2 pieces in green, blue, orange, pink, and white. What is the total weight? The total weight is for calculating shipping and freight costs. We will see how that comes in the shipping part. But that is it. Very simple. You just use this messaging bot. Don't go anywhere else. Don't go to WhatsApp. Don't go to WeChat. Don't go to any other platform. Just use this, and all your communications stay in there. So that's very simple. If you prefer, you can also get the option of giving other suppliers coming in to tell you if this one delays. It's very stiff. Competition is stiff. If they delay, another supplier can come in and give you a quote. But if you want to stay with the supplier, in this case mine is Jimmy, then I just wait for Jimmy. So I'm going to wait for Jimmy to reply, and it gives me the information. That's how you make a query. Very simple and straightforward. We're going to look at price negotiation, understanding MOQs, bulk pricing, and how to request a product sample. Let's look at that. So you know, these prices are not stuck. They're not permanent. You can always negotiate. You can ask the supplier to reduce for you. And if you want that, you just type there. For example, if I was to ask ask Jimmy, I would type, what is your last price? Can you reduce for me? But usually it happens when you're ordering for many pieces, but you can still ask. And you would be surprised, you may be ordering for a few things and it still gives you, or the supplier still gives you. Now when you look at MOQs are related to the price. An MOQ is a minimum order quantity. Minimum order quantity is the number of pieces of a product, the least number that a supplier can send or can ship. You see, this minimum order quantity is 1 piece. And you can find the filter right here. When you're doing your filtering on the end, you have the option to put the minimum quantity here. This one is 1. Meaning, give me suppliers whose minimum order quantity is 1. If I order 1 thing from them, they can supply me. That is minimum order quantity. Now, when you're looking at bulk pricing is right over here. The more you buy, the less the cost. That is the benefit if you're buying many things. If you're buying 10 things, 10 tabs here, you will pay $21.98. If you're buying more than 50,000 or more, you'll pay $15.98. That's a good deal. But still, in all these, even at the 50,000, you can ask. It depends on the supplier. It can ask for a discount, and if it is okay, it can give you the discount. It depends on how you negotiate. But just remember, you have to do everything within the messenger facility there. Lastly, requesting product samples. Now, sometimes especially if you're doing bulk orders, you have to know what you're ordering. You have to know whether it is a good good product or it is not. So there are two ways of sampling. You can have a paid sample or a free sample. Now, for a free sample, depending on what you're ordering on your order, if there are many, they can send for you a free sample, and then you're able to make the decision to buy or not. Or you can decide to buy the sample, because some sell samples. You have to buy the sample, you receive it, even though you don't buy back from them. Well, they will have made their sale, but then you make your order later. So there are two types of sampling, paid but I cannot find it here. These ones I think don't have. But that's what I'm saying. Always use the messenger. Ask. This thing you have to ask. Make sure you ask whatever question you ask. Ask, because they will be more than happy to answer you and to help you. So that is how you negotiate with the suppliers so that you can get a good deal. Remember, use the messaging facility and ask all the questions that you want. Don't be afraid to negotiate on the price, because you may never know. A supplier may help you get a good price and you get a good deal. Placing orders and payment methods. That's what we're going to look at in this session. So how do you place your right order and then pay securely? So to understand that, we'll go through these items: understanding Incoterms, payment methods, creating and managing purchase agreements, and protecting yourself from scams. So let's get started. Incoterms are international commerce terms. They are a series of predefined commercial terms which are published by the International Chamber of Commerce, and they relate to international law. So Incoterms define the responsibility of the exporter and the importer in the agreement, in the shipment, and also the transfer of liability in the various stages of the transaction. So these Incoterms, you don't have to know them, because the agents can take care of it. The agent can usually take care of this, but it is very good to know, so that in case something happens, you're not taken aback. There are some, like for example, like this one, EXW, means named place of delivery. The seller makes the goods available at the premises, at their premises or another place. So this term places the maximum obligation on the buyer and the minimum obligations on the seller. So that's what it is. There's another one here, FCA, free carrier, named place of delivery. The seller delivers the goods cleared for export at a named place, most likely or usually the seller's own premises. Yeah. There are several of them. This one, CIP, carriage, insurance, paid. So there are very many things. But the point is, Incoterms will help you to know who is responsible for what. In case something goes wrong, is it the seller or the buyer? That's what they normally do. But again, usually the agent that you use does this. But so that you know, it is good to know that if anything happens, you will not get lost. You will be able to know exactly what is happening. Let's move on to payment methods. How to pay for the goods that you order on Alibaba. So payment methods, according to this Alibaba site, is simple, secure, and there are many ways to pay, and there are flexible forms of financing. So payment is with credit cards, debit cards, PayPal, Apple Pay, Google Pay, Afterpay, ClearPay, and more, which are within the online checkout you'll find. Alibaba can also accommodate bank-to-bank wire transfers with escrow protection, meaning escrow protection means Alibaba is the middleman between the seller and you, or the supplier and you. It holds the money. So you give the money to Alibaba, then Alibaba gives the money to the seller. So it's using the official bank information provided by Alibaba. So Alibaba is the one that is going to give you the bank-to-bank wire transfer information if you choose wire transfers. So to save you conversion fees on purchases and refunds, we support over 20 currencies you can pay in. This is very good. If you're in USD, you can pay in USDs. If you have another currency, you pay in, so that you save on FX, on forex rates. Flexible financing, you can use any of these payment methods and currencies which I've just shown, with an initial payment and settle the balance remaining with the deferred payment service. So payment terms are 30 days or 60 days, or you can arrange with the supplier on the number of days. But if you don't have all the money at a go, it means you can pay some depending on how you agree with the supplier, and then you pay the rest also depending on how you agree with the supplier, or in 30 days or 60 days. So how to order and to pay with trade assurance? You find a supplier that supports trade insurance. Is very important. I keep emphasizing that. You check out the details with the supplier. For ready to ship products, you start the order. For customized product, you have to go through this process. Through the messaging service, you request for the quotation, process an order, and then you confirm the order. Then you pay the preferred payment method and currency, which we just saw at the top there. So that is how you're able to pay securely on Alibaba. There's flexible financing. In case you do not have all the money at a go, you can pay the money in 30 days or 60 days, or whichever arrangement you have with the supplier. Creating and managing purchasing agreements or purchasing orders. Let's look at it in today's session. So what is a purchase agreement or a purchase order? It is a document which details the exact request for an order. It has relevant information about the product, the sale, the shipment process. When a buyer and a seller accept the purchase order, it becomes a legally binding document between those two parties. Now, the legality can depend on where and how the purchase order is placed. Those are other technical things that you should take note of. It's not required to have a purchase order, but it makes sure that the process goes on well, smoothly, and no surprises come up. If something goes wrong, you can see where the problem was, whether with the seller or with the buyer, and the issue can be addressed. What is included in a purchase order? This is some of the information surrounding the sale, production, and the fulfillment of the goods. It's your company's name and contact information, seller's company information, the addresses of where you want the goods to be shipped, the purchase order number, dates. All this information is included, including the Incoterms. Normally, the clearing agent will help you handle all this. You won't really have to go into it. This is just for you to take you through, so that when you're having your discussions with the agent, you'll be abreast, you will keep abreast, and you'll know what is happening. Or when you look at the shipping documents, you'll be able to know exactly what is there, and you'll understand what is going on. But normally, it is the agent that deals with this matter, so you don't have to worry much. To protect yourself from scams, follow the steps that we had identified, that we had discussed in the session identifying reliable suppliers. Shipping and logistics. Shipping your goods right. we're going to have a look at these 4 items: air freight versus sea freight versus express shipping, working with freight forwarders, customs duties, taxes, and import regulations, and then tracking shipments, and handling delays. Let's get started. When you're importing goods, it is very important to consider which type of freight you're going to use, because it will dictate the expense that you're going to use on shipping. And to dictate the kind of freight you will use, there are a number of things that you consider, like the weight of the product, the volume of the product, how much space it occupies, and the quantity that you're going to bring in. But before we look at that, let's look at the types of freight. So there's air freight. Air freight is advantageous because it is fast. That is via air. If you use air to ship or to bring your goods, it is very fast and reaches within a few hours or days, but it's the most expensive option. It is suitable for urgent delivery, special perishable goods, and high value items, and also items going to remote locations. Now, sea freight or ocean freight, it is slower than air freight, because it takes several weeks, even months sometimes, to reach the destination, depending. But it is, in terms of cost, the least expensive option, especially if you're using huge quantities. If you're going to fly huge quantities through the plane, it will be very, very expensive. It is suitable for non-perishable goods, larger volumes, and also when speed is not a primary concern, meaning the delivery of the goods, you don't have to deliver your goods quickly. If you have the time, you can wait. Express shipping, faster than standard shipping, typically within 1 to 2 business days. It's more expensive than standard shipping, but less than air freight. Express shipping is good for smaller, time-sensitive packages that need to be delivered quickly, but don't require the same level of urgency as air freight. So as I've explained, which one do you use? You will consider the weight, the quantity. You also consider, is it urgent? You consider the budget, how much you have for shipping. Also consider whether it's perishable or not perishable. The agent will usually advise you on the best way to ship affordably. It's important to work with freight forwarders because they help you during the process. You can do it yourself, but it will be cumbersome. You will make a lot of mistakes, and at the end of the day, the experience will be terrible. So, freight forwarders are there to help you to smoothen the experience and to help you when you need challenges. So let's look at how you can use a freight forwarder for the process. A freight forwarder is someone whose profession or whose job is to help you clear goods, to bring goods from one country to another. Now, for the setup of Alibaba, freight forwarders are arranged, they are different. There are some that are small, others, medium size, and then those which are big. Now, they offer numerous advantages because they can simplify the shipping process for you. They optimize costs, reduce administrative burdens, and also give you access to specialized expertise. They act as an intermediary and handle tasks like booking shipments, managing documentation, customs clearance, negotiating with carriers. So their core function is to help you clear the goods. That's what they do. So they handle everything from A to Z. But what I wanted to mention is when you're in your country, they are usually small forwarders that specialize in importing goods from China. That's what they do. And they usually have a collaboration with forwarders in China and your country, so that to smoothen the process. So what happens actually, the goods are shipped from the supplier's place to the forwarder's place in China. Then the forwarder in China collaborates with this one in your country to have them shipped. That is how they function. The forwarder will usually advise you on things like shipping, what information to give the supplier so that you can have the goods shipped. Let me show you an example here when I was communicating with the supplier. So the orders, I need to see shipping. If I go to messages, you'll see the kind of things that the shippers give, so that you're able to, the information that you're able to relay to over to the supplier. Where is it? Oh, that's me right there when I got the product. We shall look at that in the case studies. Yeah, right here. So I shared with this gentleman through our journey. You can see that this was the shipping address. This is the shipping address in China. This is the good. But there's some information which we shared that I was being advised on by my shipping agent. You see, this is it. This is what the shipping agent needed, that I had to ask the supplier the weight and the size and the number of pieces. Then my shipping agent was able to calculate. I also shared with him the shipping address. You can see this. This one was by air. For the one in China, yeah, that is what I gave him. This was the product right here. Now this information here, it's also here. I have an agent in China. He says you can ship to this address. He gave me this address so that I could ship. Then this is what was indicated on the ship on the parcel. This is the number for the shipping company here, the forwarder here, and mine in Uganda. In this case, it was Kampala to Uganda. So I don't know the specifics of what you may have, but at least this is the format that they use. We shared the shipping address in China, and then this is shipping information coming all the way from Uganda via air. So this is the kind of collaboration you have with your agent, between your agent, you and the supplier. You're in the middle. When the agent wants information, you ask the supplier. And when the supplier wants the information, you ask the agent. That's how it works. Customs duties, taxes, and import regulations. These are things you're supposed to consider when you're importing your goods, because at the end of the day, they will impact your returns. Let's get it. Customs duties are imposed on imported goods, and regulations are the rules and procedures governing the movement of goods across borders. So these duties are usually calculated based on the value or quantity of goods. Import regulations aim to ensure compliance with trade laws and protect domestic industries. Customs duties are taxes which are charged by customs authorities on goods imported from other countries. They are a percentage of the value of the goods, or based on weight or volume or other factors. That's how they are calculated. The purpose of customs is to generate revenue for the government. Import regulations are just the rules and procedures governing the importing of goods into a country, which include customs, declarations, documentation, and compliance with various laws and standards. For example, regulations may cover areas like licensing, permits, safety standards, and also specific goods. The aim of the regulation, of the import regulation, is to ensure that the goods which are imported comply with the country's laws and regulations, protect customers, and prevent the entry of prohibited or restricted goods. So you have to check if your good is restricted, prohibited, or if it is in compliance with consumer protection law in your country. That's even before you import. Usually the agents help with this. So you can ask them, they can consult you actually, they can advise you that the good is like this, we'll be able to import it or not, or these are the challenges you face which might drive up the price. Now tariffs, import tariffs, you should also be aware about import tariffs. Import tariffs are fees levied on imported goods. Their duty is to discourage the importation of those goods, but they can be imported. Tariffs' main purpose is to protect domestic industries from foreign competition by increasing the cost of the imported good. The point is, the intention is to make that good less attractive to customers because it will be expensive. So if you're going to import, you should check if that product that you're importing has tariffs charged onto it, because at the end of the day, it will affect your pricing, and also if customers will be able to buy from you or not. Tracking shipments and handling delays. How do you go about that so that you ship your goods right? Let's dive in. After ordering your products, you will be given, or the supplier will give you something to track your shipments. Let me show you here. It's in the order. Let's go to the messages first. Then you look at the orders right here. I'm going to use something that I had already shipped. It's this one. Order details, then shipping. Where is shipping? Right here. Track shipments. It's right here. Oh, you can see Incoterms and duties was EXW. You need to pick the goods up from the nominated factory place and arrange the shipment by yourself. This one means the goods was sent by the supplier to the shipping point in China where I was supposed to pick it. Imagine I was in China, I would just pick it from that very point. But because I used shipping agents that are also in China and Uganda, that operate in China and Uganda, my country is Uganda, they were able to pick up for me. Shipping was express from China, Guangzhou. When you click that, you'll see. This is what happened. Let me expand that. So it gives you the dates and the goods were signed for here and collected at the gate. Then delivery started from Guangzhou Baiyun district with that courier. That was the courier. The goods are in transit on the 20th. This is the 5th of January. Even the timestamps are there, you can see. So after the order, you just simply log in here and check where you'll be able to see exactly what is happening with your good. Get goods out of the workshop and picked up. Now this tracking is within China. It is from the supplier up to your agent's point. Then from there you just check it up with your agent and make sure he or she informs you what is happening. Because the agent operates both in your country and in China, you'll be able to keep tabs. But this tracking is basically for within China. From then on, your agent takes over. So that is how to track your goods from China. Remember, this tracking is found in the order page. Here in the order page, you'll be able to check your details. The tracking is from the supplier's warehouse up to your forwarder's warehouse. From then on, you just have to contact your agent who will brief you on what is happening and where the goods are. Product quality control and compliance, managing regulations and compliance. So in this session, we'll look at importance of third-party inspections, the quality control checklist, dealing with defective products and returns, and then ensuring compliance with local regulations. Let's get started. Production monitoring and inspection services are done by Alibaba to help you reduce risk in production delay and then product conformity. So let's first look at inspection. So it is carried out by third-party providers where those partners or third-party providers visit the facilities of the manufacturing facilities where a product comes from and check their products against their specifications. So if you're going to order a huge consignment, this inspection is worth it because it will help you eliminate counterfeit products, defected goods or defected products, or any other thing that was not specified in the product order. So the inspection will help you to right here, check for product conformity. What is advertised is what you receive. The risk of quality issues, and then you enjoy the lower service. These are the options that you have from $118. You can check all these specs right here. So inspection is very important and it is worth it. That extra 118 or extra, whichever amount it's worth, whichever amount it is worth it because the cost of returning a defected good, the time wasted is much more than the value of this service. Product monitoring, it is for provision of tracking and reporting of the production process. So Alibaba will also help you with this to give you up-to-date information on production and then reduce the risk of order delays and then view the product details before shipment. This is an extra $48. Again, if you're going to have a huge consignment of goods, this is another service that is worth taking. So let's move on to dealing with defected products and returns. Alibaba addresses this in its returns policy right here, the money back return policy, where to help you. The refund policy comes in when you have any issues to do with the shipment and you need your refund. So claim refunds if orders haven't been shipped, if they are not shipped at the agreed time, if the orders have gone missing, or arrive with product issues. So if you lose your products or you get product issues like defective, incorrect, or damaged goods, then you apply for a refund policy. Now, you apply for your refund. This money back policy applies in trade assurance. So that's why it's very important for you to opt for trade assurance, especially when you're going to get a huge quantity of goods imported into the country. These are the steps for application of the refund. You just go to the website, to their trade assurance page, and then you'll get all this information. Again, you can decide to take this if you're importing very small quantity, but if you're taking a huge quantity, if you're importing a huge quantity, then it is very good for you to consider using trade assurance. The benefit of trade assurance, it comes with all other services, including this production monitoring and inspection, which in my view is worth it, especially if you're bringing in a huge consignment of goods. Compliance and local regulations was covered in this previous session. So in conclusion, it is good if you check for product quality before you import the goods, especially if you're bringing in a huge consignment. Alibaba has partners that can help you inspect for any defects, inspect the goods, and also to monitor how the goods are produced, especially if you're going into branding, personal branding, or you're bringing in sensitive goods which are sensitive. You need to verify that the product of those goods is top-notch. Branding and private labeling. We're going to look at what it is. We'll look at OEM, ODM, what's the difference between the two, customizing products and packaging, working with Alibaba suppliers for the branding, and then how to create a unique selling proposition for your brand. Let's get started. OEM versus ODM. Before we go to that, you need to know what private labeling is. Private labeling is a business strategy where a retailer designs and or modifies a product and then sells it under his own name, his own brand name, rather than the original manufacturer's brand. So it's a way for retailers to create their own store brands, offering products that are often exclusive to their stores. An example is if you want to create a label for clothing, a clothing line, you use this strategy. You use private labeling. Now, OEM versus ODM. What's the difference between the two? OEM is original equipment manufacturer. So OEMs manufacture products based on the designs and the specifications provided by the client company. That is you, your company. So it is ideal for companies that have developed a product concept and design but require a manufacturing partner to produce it. I'm sure you've seen products where it's written designed in this country, then manufactured in another country. That is the case. For example, a sportswear brand designs a new sneaker and partners with an OEM to manufacture it according to their specifications. So the advantages of OEM is, one, you maintain full control over product and design, you protect the intellectual property, and it allows you to create unique product differentiation in the market because it's your own brand. The disadvantage, it requires a significant amount of investment in product development. Then two, it takes a longer time to market due to the design and the development process. ODM. ODM is original design manufacturer. ODMs design and manufacture products that are then rebranded and sold by client companies. So the use case is when you have businesses seeking to enter a certain market quickly with the existing products that can be customized with their own branding. For example, when a company selects a pre-designed electronic gadget from an ODM, adds its branding and then sells it under its own name. The company didn't design the product, they just found one which was already designed, added their brand onto it, and then sold in the market. So the advantages is it takes faster time to market with ready-made designs. There's lower development costs because the designs are in place. And then the production process is simplified because it's just a matter of changing to your brand name and your brand colors. But the disadvantage is there's limited control over the product design and features. You cannot customize much like OEM. Then there's also less differentiation from other competitors using the same ODM products, because another person can also come to the same company, remove and then put their own brand name over that good or that product. So in the market, you'll just have the same products but different names. So the differences between OEM and ODM are four. The first one is design ownership. OEM clients own the product design. ODMs own the design and offer it to multiple clients. That's one. And two, regarding customization, OEM allows for full customization, while ODM allows or offers limited customization options. In terms of time to market, OEM requires more time due to design and development, while ODM enables quicker market entry because the products are made quickly. Then in terms of costs, OEM involves higher upfront costs, while ODM is more cost effective for initial investments. Customizing products and packaging. Let's see what that is like. If you decide to go private labeling and you want to customize your own products, the supplier will give you options. The supplier will give you options that you can explore. For example, if let's say I've seen this design right here. So, I've decided to get my own tablet like these ones for the market, and I want my own brand, my own name. What options are available? So you identify, first of all, the entity must be a manufacturer and should have this customizable option on their product. This is Shenzhen Verified Custom Manufacturer, Shenzhen United Technology Company Limited, United Touch Technology, and they're manufacturers of these. So if I see this and so, wow, I like this, let me get a product similar to it, but I put my own brand. You go down here and check. So you're given these options. You can customize the logo, patterns here. Then I can also customize for you packaging and also graphics to go with the packaging. So the first one is logo, minimum of 500 pieces. Meaning if you want to start the process, or if you want to design, to put your own logo on these products, you have to have a minimum order quantity of 500 pieces. The same thing for customized packing and the same thing for customization. Now that means you would need 500 pieces to make the logo, the customized packaging, and the graphic customization. So if you want to start that, then you have to click this button, the chat now button, and then you discuss with the manufacturer on what you need. It is that simple. Except now you have to go and you design, you send them pre-made designs, you hire a graphic artist, and they give you the pre-made designs. Now this is a page showing custom packaging for different products. You can see this. This is a custom printed coffee tea bags. If you're going for packaging and you're making coffee tea bags, you don't have to make them yourself. They'll make them for you. Corrugated mailing boxes. You can see all these are boxes for packaging. You don't have to buy packaging material, they have. Premium gift box, if you're making gifts. Corrugated mailing box. These are shopping bags. These are cosmetics. These are tins for cosmetics. There are so many of them. You can say food packaging. If you're into food, you're a food outlet, you can customize that. There are so many things. This is high-grade bottle vial sticker. There are many things that you can customize here. So if you want to customize packaging, like I identified here, if you want to customize packaging, they can do it. Alibaba can do it, or the supplier can do it, rather. Graphic customization, the supplier can do, and the logo. It's just that if you decide to customize your product, these are the options that you look at. Custom logo, customized packaging, and also graphics to go with the packaging. This includes containers and packaging where you put your products, all that. The minimum order quantity is always specified. You should look for a certified or a verified manufacturer who will give you the minimum order of quantities, minimum order quantity you can afford to start your customizations. Creating a unique selling proposition. How do you do that so that you stand out of the competition? Let's get into that. Private labelers design and sell distinct products. As a private label entrepreneur, you can develop original product ideas and become known for a signature item. Some, often larger retailers, use private labeling to create value product ranges and undercut competitor pricing. However, smaller businesses may choose private labeling to develop premium products that they couldn't afford to produce themselves. So when you're providing a unique value proposition, it is good to use private labeling because it gives you these following advantages. Higher profit margins. You can get higher profit margins than reselling a product. So depending on the type of quantity or the level of customization, manufacturers may offer private label products for less than even the resale products that you have. Then there's also customized pricing control. Private label sellers and producers can tweak manufacturing costs and price points on their product lines. They can experiment with different price strategies to maximize the profit margins. There's also customized marketing control. As a private label retailer, you can create your marketing campaigns. You don't have to adhere to campaigns run by specific brands. It is your own brand and you can do what you want with it, not according to someone else's brand if you're reselling. Adaptability. It can take months or years for an established brand to change a product formula, pricing, or market strategy. But a private label seller, on the other hand, can pivot quickly. You can change quickly in case there's something you need to change, you can do that. You can respond to negative views and low sales and adjust accordingly, not like a bigger brand. But there are some disadvantages to private labeling which you should watch out for. One of them is you are dependent on third-party manufacturers. So if they have problems like delays or quality issues, it can impact your sales. It can cause shortages of stock, customer dissatisfaction, and at the end of the day, it harms your reputation as a brand. Then there's also less flexibility for innovation. Remember, you are getting a good, the product that you're getting is already manufactured. So you're depending on the suppliers and product categories that the manufacturer has, which you cannot have any control over. You don't also have control over the design process as much as you would like. So to mitigate this, you have to develop a really close relationship with your supplier so that he can go into research and development for you to create the products that you need. So to get the right private label manufacturer, you need to research on your market and product needs. You need to find good manufacturers. You have to evaluate those manufacturers, request samples, and you negotiate good terms for your good or for your item or for your product. That is how you establish a unique selling proposition. There are advantages, there are disadvantages to it. But in case you want to get into private labeling, that is how you can establish your unique selling proposition so that you can get market value, you get your market share, and you make good profit on your own brand. After importing your goods, you move on to the next step, selling your imported products. We are going to look at different aspects of the sales journey. We'll first start with choosing a sales funnel, then move on to pricing strategies, product listing optimization, and then marketing and customer acquisition strategies. Let's get started. Sales channels are the various methods a business can use to reach customers to facilitate sales. So some of them are direct and others are indirect. Let's look at examples of sales channels in those categories. So direct sales, you sell directly to the customer through channels like if you have a website, if you have a store, you sell brick and mortar, you sell to the customer who comes to you. Indirect sales, you sell through intermediaries like retailers, distributors, or on online marketplaces. You can become a seller through that. You can also have you can also use resellers. These are companies that sell products on behalf of manufacturers, often with their own branding and customer service. You can become a reseller of a brand in China and sell the product. You can also do wholesale, where you sell products and back to other businesses who then resell. You can also use e-commerce platforms. E-commerce platforms to sell to customers. If you want, you can use Amazon, you can use Shopify, you can use eBay, Etsy, Gigi, Jumia. There are very many. All those which are in your country that are available, you can use as well. Social media is really, really strong, especially through, you can drive sales on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, X, whichever social media platform. You just have to create content to drive the sales, get customers interested in your product and purchase. Marketplaces, they are platforms that connect buyers and sellers, which allow businesses to reach a wider audience. So there are some key considerations when choosing those sales channels. You should have a target audience, which means you could understand the demographics, what their preferences and their purchasing habits. Your product type should be suited to specific sales channels. For example, if you're doing high-ticket items or things which cost a lot, then it's better you do direct sales where you meet your clients and then they'll have to decide. But if to decide whether to take on your product. But if you're doing everyday items, small things, then retail channels are okay. You should have a business strategy of how you're going to do your sales, increase market share, build brand awareness, and generating leads. You should also have cost efficiency, where you evaluate the costs associated with different sales channels and the potential for those sales and customer acquisition. And lastly, your customer experience should also be seamless and positive. You give your customers a positive customer experience. So those are the methods which you can use to sell through different channels. You just start with the one that you have with right now. If you have a social media, access to social media, use that. If you have a direct means, if you have brick and mortar, start with that. But start with something, then you can expand to other forms of channels. But when you've started with one. Pricing strategies. How to price your product correctly so that customers are able to buy and you make profit. When you import your product, of course you will have to sell to the market. But before you sell, you have to determine the price at which you're going to sell. And there are 5 ways of doing that. The 5 methods of estimating the price, of coming up with the price that you want to charge are: 1. Cost plus pricing. 2. Competitive pricing. 3. Price skimming. 4. Penetration pricing. And 5. Value-based pricing. Now for cost pricing, it is a straightforward approach which involves calculating the total cost of producing a product or importing the product, and then you just add a fixed markup percentage to determine the price, the selling price. While it is simple and time saving, it doesn't consider customer perception of value, which can lead to missed opportunities. If the demand spikes or the customer valuation is high. Sometimes you may bring a product where the customer thinks it is supposed to be expensive, but because you've calculated a low price based on your figures, following that method, you will lose out than profit. But this can be sorted using the last strategy we should look at. Competitive pricing. In this strategy, businesses set their pricing based on competitors' pricing. You go around and see how much the people who are around you, how much are they selling that product. Then you price accordingly. So you can price match, you can undercut, you can slightly exceed the competitors' prices just a bit. While it ensures competitiveness, it may lead to price wars and reduced margins if not carefully managed. So when you're setting your prices, just know that you're going to be on competition with your fellow competitors on price. So the third one is price scheming. This one involves setting high initial price to maximize profits from early adopters, and then you gradually lower the price over time. When you bring your good, you set it. When you import your product, you set it at a high price, and then with time, the price lowers. It's good for new innovative products, but can attract competitors once the price decreases. This especially if you bring a new product into the market that nobody has, the only one that has it, then they can set a high price for it. But with time, as your competitors also start sourcing this product, just expect the prices to drop. The fourth one is penetration pricing. So in this case, businesses or your business sets a low price initially to attract customers and gain market share quickly, and then increases the prices later. The advantage is it can build customer loyalty, but it risks establishing a low price expectation among your customers. The last one is called value-based pricing. This one sets prices based on the perceived value to the customer rather than the cost of production. Remember, I mentioned the first one was cost plus pricing. Value-based pricing addresses the shortcomings of cost plus pricing. So it's best for unique or premium products, but requires a deep understanding of the customer's needs and perception. Which, for example, if you're selling watches, if you're selling perfumes, if you're selling expensive items, you need to know your customers, what they need, and how they understand how these products relate to them, especially premium products. This is when you use this value-based pricing. If a customer comes and finds a perfume which they think is supposed to be expensive and you're selling it cheaply, they may question the quality of the product. Those are the 5 ways that you can use to set your price. As I've explained, there are different factors that you have to consider, but you just choose one or a combination of any of them, as long as you know the kind of product that you've brought, the kind of customers that buy the product, and also the demand for the product. Product listing optimization will help your customers find you and buy your products. Let's look at it and see how you can leverage it for your business. Product optimization is a process of refining all elements of your product listing, like the title, the description, the images, and keywords, to improve visibility and drive sales on online marketplaces and e-com websites. Basically about making your product listing more attractive and easily found by potential customers, as well as improving their search ranking results. For example, like if you look at this is Jumia. I've taken an example of Jumia. Jumia is a marketplace. Customers search into, the customer would type here, search products, brands, and categories. So if you want your product to be found, it means you have to arrange your store in such a way that if a customer typed in here, your product will show up on the search results. That's what product list optimization does. So the key aspects of product list optimization include keyword research, using compelling titles, high quality images, detailed descriptions, structured data, positive reviews, promotions and discounts, targeting specific platforms, and testing and iteration. So we are going to go through all that. In keyword research, you must identify relevant keywords that potential customers use when searching for the product. If you're going to do tabs for children, the word kids and the word tabs on children should be in there, in your title, right here. Like you can see this one. This is baby tab. You can see tab, and then kids and learning games and tablet. Those are keywords. Compelling titles, craft titles, which are both descriptive and keyword rich, enticing customers to click. Like if I'm searching and I land on kids learning, tablets, games, all those are keywords that are attractive. If I'm someone who's looking for a tablet for a child, this product will surely stand out in my search results. High quality images. Now when you're going to put your storefront, customers have to see what you have. But you have to put attractive images. You see these? These are very attractive images, you can see. And normally it is what is in the package. You put what is in the package, but make it as colorful as possible so that someone is going to be interested. They must be high quality images to showcase your product. You must have a detailed description. What are you selling? So this product details. You can see. This one is putting exactly what is in or about the product, the specifications of the product, can use it, key features, specifications, the colors, weight, and all that. So the customer gets details about the product that you're selling. Should have structured data. Utilize structured data to help online platforms understand your product and its attributes. Therefore, you're improving visibility and ranking. So the data that is arranged here, you can see in one part of this, you can see right here, product details written here, a summary of what the product is, some specs. Then you move into details of specifications, or you have key features, specifications right here. It will enable the platform to be able to find your product and then showcase to the customer or put in the customer's search results. So it is very important how you are. And usually, if you go to a market like Jumia or any other, there are templates that are used and there is a format in which you're supposed to present. You're the one who's supposed to know. But usually that information comes with the product that you buy. So you just simply copy. You can see all these attributes. Just copy all this and then put right here into the product data. Positive reviews should encourage your customers. Whenever they purchase from you, leave a positive review behind. Here, customer feedback and rating. You can say, I like it. This is good. Battery life is good. The kids like it. This is proof. This is called proof, social proof. When a customer sees this, they will say, wow, this is good. This is something which I can look into. Other people like it, so that means I can buy it. Promotions and discounts. You can run promotion and discounts just for customers to come and buy. You can see here, this one was at 300,000. Now it's going at 174. These are promotions. This is a flash sale. So if you want to do a flash sale, you participate in it so that your product can be sold at a specific price for a specific period of time. You can see for this one, there are 5 days, 18 hours and 22 minutes left for someone to buy this at this price. Otherwise, it will go back to 300,000 after a 42% discount. You should target specific platforms by tailoring your listings to specific requirements and preferences of each platform. If you're going to, in case this is Jumia, if Jumia has its way of doing things, tailor your product to Jumia's format, so that at the end of the day, your customer will find your goods. Then there's testing and iteration. Continually test different listing elements and optimize based on results to improve your performance. You can change the image here. If you have better images, you can take some for yourself. You keep changing and seeing, because customer response may be, or search results or the search data may vary. You can find that if you change these images to another set, maybe customers will be more responsive. That is product optimization. Use it especially if you are going to sell your goods online. It is very important so that your customers are able to find you in whichever marketplace you decide to put your product. This is going to be an overview of how you can market your product and also strategies that you can use to find customers from your product. Let's get started. Effective marketing and customer acquisition strategies involve understanding the audience, creating compelling offers, optimizing online presence, and leveraging various channels to reach and engage your potential customers. So key strategies that you should use include content marketing, social media marketing, email marketing, paid advertising, and referral programs. We'll go into how all these strategies work. For content marketing, you create valuable, relevant, and consistent content through blog posts, articles, and videos, with the main aim of attracting and engaging your target audience. For social media marketing, you utilize social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and many others to build awareness and engage with followers so that you can generate leads. And then from those leads, you can get potential customers. Of course, for social media, it relates to content marketing because you have to create content for your social media channel. Then for email marketing, you have to build an email list so that you can send targeted emails to nurture leads. In those emails, you provide value and drive conversations. From then, you'll be able to get customers for your product. You could also use paid advertising by running targeted ad campaigns on search engines and social media platforms to reach a wider audience. For example, you can use Facebook ads or Google ads. In referral programs, you introduce incentives to existing customers to encourage them to refer new customers for your business or new customers to purchase your product. So referral programs leverage the power of social proof, because if one customer has seen that another, maybe a friend, a relative, has bought, and that relative also recommends your product, or that friend recommends your product, then that's how you will be able to get new customers. Just because someone has bought from you, then another will be encouraged to buy. That's how referral programs work. If you have a website, you should use search engine optimization. Search engine optimization means optimizing your website and content so that it can rank higher in search engine page results, and therefore increasing organic traffic. SEO is slow. It will take time because you'll have so many people to compete with, but it is good for a long-term strategy to build a website so that with time you'll start getting more search hits on your website and maybe people buying through your web page. You could use influencer marketing. In influencer marketing, you partner with an influencer so that you can use their audience. The audience is loyal to that influencer. So if the influencer recommends your product, then you can get sales through that influencer's audience and also have your brand promoted. You can also use affiliate marketing. In affiliate marketing, you create an affiliate program for your product, and then you incentivize affiliates to promote your brand. Of course, incentivizing means that you give them a cut of each sale. Customer testimonials and reviews are very good, especially if you're already in business and people are buying. customer feedback is very good because you can use that positive feedback and testimonials to build trust and credibility for your product. So it cycles back, it all cycles back. Positive reviews make customers buy a product to give more positive reviews, which brings more customers, and like it keeps feeding back into itself. Customer-driven marketing. You have to prioritize customer needs and preferences in all your marketing decisions. Maybe that could involve looking at your existing product line and finding goods or additional products or accessories that they need that complement your current product line. You just have to see what your customers need. Sometimes they may tell you what you need, or they may say we want this or we want that, and then you're able to source it and attach to your main product. And therefore, you encourage more sales because you're able to give the customers what they want. Data analytics, you have to track. It is good to track and analyze customer behavior so that you can improve your marketing effectiveness and personalize campaigns. This is very necessary if you're running an e-commerce store. You can tell which customers have purchased, and you can have data showing you the customer behavior concerning the effectiveness of your marketing and also the campaigns that you run. Then it is from that data that you can make different decisions, like whether to remove a product, whether to keep a product, whether customers, how they like your service, and many other data metrics that you can use to improve your business. So when you're implementing a customer acquisition strategy, you must follow five steps. Number one, you have to define your target audience. You have to understand who you're trying to reach, their demographics, interests, and needs. You can't reach everybody, but you have to target a specific audience and sell to them. Then create compelling offers. Develop attractive incentives and promotions to encourage purchases from that audience. Then 3, optimize your website. If you have a website, ensure it is user-friendly, mobile responsive, and optimized for conversions. Don't have a website which takes long to load. If it's taking seconds to load, customers will be thrown off, and there you go. So you have to make sure your website loads fast and is easy to use. Then you should leverage various channels. Use a mix of different channels to target your audience, where they are most active. If you're on TikTok, you should know when your target audience is active and post your content there. If you're using YouTube, the same. Then 5, you should track and analyze your results. Monitor key metrics like website traffic, conversions, the cost of customer acquisition, so that you can measure the success of your campaigns and make adjustments needed. If you're using ads, this is very necessary, how to track and analyze results. Because you're paying, you must make sure that the cost per customer is low, or the return on the ad spend, the return of the money that you're spending on the ads is worthwhile. And you can't do that if you do not measure the success of your campaigns. Marketing and customer acquisition is very important for your business. It is the backbone of your business. If you're going online, I've spelled out the strategies that you should use to acquire customers, keep them engaged, keep them happy, so that they keep coming back and purchasing more from you. By now, you know how to find product you want to sell. You know how to find a reliable supplier, and you also know how to do your first import. When you start your business, what will be the next thing? Scaling. So we are looking at scaling and automating your business. We'll look at these 4 aspects and how you can use them to scale your business. Scaling. Why scaling matters? Scaling means increasing your sales and your profits without needing to work 10 times harder. Basically, it means how to increase your business in a smart way. It's about building smarter systems, growing your supplier relationships, and expanding your product lines. So, about managing reorders and supplier relationships, there are some things that you should take note of. First, keep close communication with your suppliers. Once you know a product is selling well, place large orders to reduce your unit cost. Don't go for small orders. And this relates to shipping. If you're going to bring in small quantity of items, it will be more expensive. You'll have to fly by air. But if you bring a huge one, you'll use shipping, which is cheaper. Negotiate better shipping terms or payment options as you become a repeat customer with the same supplier. And you should always have a backup supplier in case of emergencies. Next is automating fulfillment with third-party logistics. To do this, you can work with a third-party logistics company that stores your products and ships the orders for you. So if, for example, if you're selling on Amazon, you'll work with fulfillment by Amazon. If you're working with Jumia, you'll use fulfillment by Jumia. These are great options because they handle storage, shipping, and even customer service. So the benefit is you don't have to keep, these things are shifted all to the third-party logistics company. From dealing with customers, to storage of those goods, to shipping of those goods to the customer, which relieves you of a lot of the work. So it will, fulfillment, third-party logistics will help you focus on your business growth, but not go into things like packing boxes and sorting products, sorting orders. That's what it helps you with. To expand to new product categories is to scale. If you want to truly scale, you have to expand on your product line. You can start by launching related products to the one that you've been importing. Let me give you an example for yoga mats. Let us say you've been selling yoga mats. You can decide to add yoga blocks, water bottles, or even gym bags. Things which are related to yoga. And things which those products complement the one which you already have and therefore give more value for your business. This strategy increases your average order value and strengthens your brand. Common pitfalls and how to overcome them. As you grow, there are some common mistakes that you should watch for. Number one, scaling too fast. Don't order thousands of units unless you have steady demand. 2, ignoring cash flow. Always keep an eye on your available cash to refund orders. You don't want to reach a point where you need to reorder stock and you don't have cash. That will distort the process. Neglecting quality control. Even when ordering larger quantities, always check your product quality. That's why when you looked at, there's one aspect we looked at trade assurance. Use it because one of the components was product quality. Inspection for product quality. This is why you should use it. Scaling and automation are what truly transforms your business from a side hustle, a small side hustle, to a real business. Take your time, stay consistent, and always provide value for your customers. Case studies and real-life examples. How I successfully imported my video lighting kit. Along the way, we'll discuss how to successfully import, strategies you should follow, common mistakes to avoid, and then I'll give you a checklist at the end. So to begin, this is how I imported this item. This is a photo/video kit. It has, you can see some soft boxes, umbrellas there, reflectors, some screens, white, green, and black. Later on, you'll have an unboxing. So let's get started. This kit is what I imported from China. I was looking for something which I could use for producing content, and I landed on this product. $70. It comes with so many things attached for $67 rather. So I contacted, after doing my research, I landed on this gentleman called Ruan, and I ordered for the good. Here you can see. I want the whole name of the product. I just got this whole name, copied and pasted here. You can see. Now this screenshot which I put, so what is the shipping cost to the shipping address in China? See here. This is the shipping address which I gave him, that I got from my agent. This. And he says, what does he say? Thank you for your interest. To assist you better, could you please provide the location of where the product is going to be delivered? And I say, hello everyone, this product is going to be delivered to Kampala, Uganda. I have an agent in China. He says you ship to this address. So the Ugandan agent here gave me the Chinese counterpart's address, which is this, complete with the numbers. Now this is a shipping mark. The supplier uses this to indicate on the box. It's usually put on the package, on the box, or the item that you're going to ship. This is the name of the agent here in Uganda. This is my name, agent's phone number, my phone number, the destination to Kampala, Uganda via air. If it was shipped, it would have been written here, ship. So Rowan says no problem. How much is the shipping and the product? He says 70 USD everything. It was $67 here. He added shipping within China from his address to this agent's address here in China for $3. That makes it $70. So the price is $70 for everything. So ask him to send the payment link, and he agrees, okay, and then sends this, make payment. If you're going to make your payment if you're going to pay supplier, you must make sure you get this within the message. The payment link must not be outside this. If you do, then that's most likely a scam. So I click on this, make the order. You can see there the order is completed. $70, China shipping address, Guangzhou. Okay, I had a challenge with the card. I think the bank couldn't accept it or something. I sorted it, then I came back, paid, and asked him to confirm. He checked, and there the order is completed, and he says I will send. The timestamps are right there, you can see. We can pause and check. I agree. Then please send a picture of the item for my shipping agent in China. So this is what he sends for the shipping agent in China, because the agent asked me, the Ugandan agent asked me for this, and then I asked Mr. Rowan for this, and I gave it to the agent. Now this is what is the weight and the CBM. What's the weight and CBM? Or the volume of the whole package. My agent is asking for the weight and CBM. This is important for a shipping cost from China to Uganda. Wait a minute. He gives it to me after some time. He shares. The weight is 13 kilos, and then it is 18 by 38 by 21 centimeters. One piece size. It came in one huge box. I understand. He apologizes. That's part of it. So here I get the items. Thank you very much. I got the items. You can see the light boxes there. These are 2 light boxes. You can see this is in the studio. And this is me sending him. You see right there, I put there the black. That is the black sheet behind with the clamps. You'll see them in the unboxing. This is one of the lamps with the stands. This is the screen. Actually, I'm using it right now to shoot this video. And it says, you are welcome. This is the communication between me and the supplier. The important part of the communication. is the shipping addresses. Now these are the common mistakes. If you don't give the correct shipping addresses for the China address, it will delay. You should also have on the shipping mark, it must be indicated the exact freight, whether ship or air. If your good was for ship and you don't indicate this and send to air, well, the shipping cost will change. Then you must be very clear on the shipping, where's the other part? The CBM right here. You must know, or the supplier must send you the CBM and the weight. Weight is very important. This. You'll be able to estimate the proper shipping, because in case it was a very heavy thing that can't go on a plane, then the supplier would have to ship maybe using by sea. But this is 13 kilograms. It is within the weight, can go into a plane, and then with this size it can also go into a plane. This is very important, and if you miss this, you may pay a lot of money, because the shipping would be changed from sea to air, which brings in all sorts of misunderstandings. Then the payment type, the payment messaging, the payments must be done within this. The payment must be done or made within this message. On this link, you'll be given payment options, and you can type in your card. You must not go anywhere else. So that's how I imported my lighting kit for video and photo, and I've gone through the items or things that you need to look out for. A checklist will be attached at the end of this course that will help you to cross-check and make sure you've imported your goods properly, or your product properly. This is the unboxing of the photo/video kit that I got from Alibaba. So right here is a pouch for this. This is this one right here is a silver screen, but it also comes with, if you unzip here, it comes with a diffuser right there. This is a diffuser, but the cover has also gold. So if you want some color, some golden color in your shoot, you just get it inside out and use it. I'll pack that right there. This is a green screen, a green sheet, but it's a green screen. For if you're going to shoot green screen, use that. If you want to have a white background or a black background, there are 2 more sheets added. There, those are 3 sheets. We are still going on. Right here are bulbs. I'll just show you what one of them looks like. It's already open. These are bulbs that are supposed to sit in the lights. Yeah, right here. You can see. It is a 150 watt, 250 volt bulb. There you go. For lighting, there are 4 of them. Have I got that correct? 4. 2 of them are already under use. There's some already being used. Now, this one, this is a soft box right here. It's a soft box, and this is the soft box cover that goes there. This is its cover. So you put it in front here, you put that bulb inside, which I just showed you, and then you put this over. That creates the soft box. Cannot show it very well, but yeah, this is the soft box cover. One of them I'm using to shoot. This is it, yeah. This is the mount for the stand right here. This is the stand mount. So the stand enters. Let me get one of these stands. You put it inside here and mount like this. Attach is there, and then you got something like this. You open that and fix. Now, one thing this set comes on with is stands. Lots and lots and lots of stands for very good reason. Now, this is all the stands have this format, 3-legged. You open here, right here, and then here, and you push down. Yeah, very long, more than this. This part here, you undo this, bring out, and then this one you bring out. It's quite long. I can use it for many things. Now, many of them, the stands that you see, are designed in this format, but they're used for different things. There is a set of stands for the video lighting kit. Those are 2, like this. Then there's another set for the photography kit, and another set for the background, for those screens. These ones are lamp holders. It's a lamp holder for the photography kit, this. And you'll see the umbrellas that are down there. We'll just check them in a moment. There are 2 of them, 4 of them actually. Wow. There's another one, photography here with the switch. There's another one down there. Now these are the umbrellas. 2 black, 2 white. See the silver inside. The reflector, silver reflector in there, right there. So you hit and light. These ones enter right here into this. These enter here, right here. Where is it? They enter right here. And then this is just a rough estimate, but you see, so you attach the bulb here and then shoot the light inside there, then it reflects. That's how it works. Now there are two umbrellas for the black color or silver, as you have seen, and then there are 2 others for the white. Right here. 2. If you have to buy these separately, I'm very sure you'd pay more than, perhaps maybe going to $500 for this or more. These are 2 white. We looked at this. This is the light, videography light. There are 4 of them. Now these are stands like the other 2, which I showed you like this. These are stands. 1 stand, another stand. All these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I remember I told you there were 6 stands, and they go into these bags. These ones are clamps. There are 6 clamps which are for holding those screens onto the frame. We'll see what the frame looks like, but these are the clamps right there. This, lastly, this whole set are the frames for holding the screens. They are different bars. There are many. You arrange them and form that bar which holds, onto which you put there to hold these. Yeah. And then they go with there onto the stands, onto these other stands. They go there. So this is the whole set for holding your screens across for green screen shots. So what can you do with this kit? You can do so many things. You can have a green screen background and shoot video against it. You can shoot green screen on the for photography shots. You can do photography shots using these umbrellas right here. These ones. You can create your content. You can do product reviews and put photos. If you're selling your products, you can use these kits, these backgrounds to photo. Maybe you want a white background. You can do that with this. You see that? So it's a multi-purpose kit. If you were to go somewhere else for this same thing, you'd pay way more, maybe 500 over. So when you're going shopping, this is the kind of product you're looking, where it costs way more. If you brought it back, you'd save a lot of money. So this is my video creation kit that I bought from Alibaba, just to show you how I did it and how I'm using it right now.